Hey, Tony Gaskins here. I'm back. I don't know if you could tell I got a tan. You probably might can't tell it though with the light and my hat on. But back in the regular scheduled programming now. What I'm gonna be doing is now that I'm rejuvenated, for the time being, I have retired from one-on-one coaching sessions. So that's gonna give me some more time to just kind of work on my projects, and I'll be able to carve in time for videos. And every now and then I open up coaching sessions. I still do what we call VIP sessions, where when people write in, email in to support. But VIP sessions are, more costly. They're typically twice the cost of a regular session. But I leave that because sometimes it's real pressing issues or something that someone has. But anytime I get on the phone with somebody, I'm losing so much time and so much other things that I could be doing in the projects that I'm, working on. And one of them actually I'm getting ready to post on Instagram in the sports memorabilia space that y'all will get to check out. So if y'all in the sports memorabilia, or you got a son or daughter that plays sports, be a cool little app for you to download to get some sports memorabilia. It's a great part of retirement portfolio. Great sports memorabilia is a great thing to have in your retirement portfolio because it's only going to be worth more when it's time for you to retire. So if you could grab a autographed pair of shoes by a Hall of Famer for $200, that 200 could be 2,000 or 20,000 or 200,000 one day, or 2 million. You just never know how it's going to appreciate. So y'all watch out for that on my Instagram. I'll post it. And but this right here, just to get back into it, chat, just to talk through some things. I went on a vacation, and it was, I can't even tell you. I was posting videos, and so what I was doing when you see me posting videos on vacation is I shoot the video while I'm doing whatever I'm doing. If I'm riding on a bicycle, I'm thinking I'm getting the download, and so I'm sharing the download while I'm riding. And then when we get to the room, while we showering or getting dressed, the video is uploading to YouTube. So it literally was taking no time away from our vacation. And that's why I want to make that clear, because sometimes when people, if you're not tech savvy or you don't have a YouTube, you might be thinking like, man, did he take 3 hours to produce this video? And it's like, no, I was filming while I'm riding the bike or sitting out doing nothing. And then when I'm doing something else, I'm uploading the video. And so it was very simple and easy to do. And that's something I recommend doing if you have a YouTube channel. And what I did not do is write my blog, because that write on my new little newsletter, because that actually takes time. But it was an amazing experience. I don't know how to pronounce it, if it's Maldives or Maldives. I don't care. So I call it the Maldives, and my wife's be like, "Why you gotta make everything sound so country?" But it was an amazing time. It was a goal of mine. It was a goal of mine for years when I saw it a long time ago, and I'm like, this cannot be real. This place cannot be real. And when I got there, I still was like, this place cannot be real. And it's just something to behold. It is a sight to behold. And it was. So what happened, my wife saw the post on Instagram, and she sent it to me. And I did a video when I was filming. I was showing the ocean, and I was talking about it. But when I seen that, I was like, I gotta make it happen. I got to make it happen. And so for me, one thing I realized is that it's other people from other walks of life who were taught about credit, and they were taught how to build credit, how to establish credit. One of the things you need to do is build your credit, fix your credit, build your credit. So that's what I did. So I have a travel credit card that has a $14,500 limit on there. And then I got another card, with a $22,500 limit on there. And so when you out here doing business and personal, entrepreneur, just life, as you build your credit and you get around you a 700, then and you don't have derogatory marks on there like collections and stuff, you get the collections off of there, or you pay them and they on there as paid, and you get your any card you get your little $500 secured credit card, and you charge $50. So that way, when you charge that $50, and then your statement cut with that $50, and you pay your card down. Now, when your statement cut and it show that you paid it off, that you paid it down, now that score rising, and you paying that payment every month on time, then that score rising. And so get another card and another card, and you just keep taking care of business, that score rising. So this is, it puts you in a position that when you want to take your vacation, you can finance yourself. So I take and book my vacation, and I get the points from the card for booking it through on that card. So I get points. So now I get, a couple $100 back, but with them points but with that card, I'm able to finance myself. So if I get paid daily, or if I get paid weekly, or I get paid bi-weekly, I could send a payment to that card. So now, if the card report at a high balance, because I'm making payments to it every time I get paid, the next time it report, that balance gonna be less. So now my credit score going up because that balance is lower. And then I'm also showing payment history. And I'm also with the card showing payment history to the card, not just on my credit score. So that when I go back for an increase on the card, they like, okay, yeah, we got you. We'll give you an increase. And so that's what I took and did, is I take and use them cards to finance my trips myself. And I just heard a man today say he don't use no debit card. He use a credit card. And because you building your credit score, you getting points back on it. Yeah, some debit cards have points too, but it ain't building your credit score. It ain't helping your credit score. And the debit card is just going to be what you got in your bank. A credit card, it could go way higher than what you got in your bank. And if you able to finance yourself, and you got to be responsible with it. So for me, I took and used my travel card, and I say, boom, I'm finna book this thing. I'm finna book this hotel. So I booked the hotel, made the reservation. They don't make you pay for it until 2 weeks out. So that gave me some time, to where I could move my finances around, get things in order, And when they say, all right, Mr. Gaston, your trip coming, we need to go ahead and charge you. I said, all right, I just got it for you. Boom, go on, charged it. Then after I charged it up on the card, it's still 2 weeks before I go. So every time I get paid, I make a payment to it. So then when I got there, I had to clean the card back off. So now I was able to use that card, the same travel credit card, for them to authorize. So they authorize it because they authorize X amount of dollars. They authorize $4,000. Like, what kind of authorization? What kind of authorization this is? But, and I'm going to tell you now, the Maldives, don't try, make sure when you go over there that you done put some money to the side. Because when I tell you every meal is unless you eating on a budget. When I tell you every meal, no eating on a budget. Every meal is $100 to $250. So just for your meals alone, it's $750 a day. So it costs now. It do cost. And I guess they only business in the Maldives, the only business is tourism. So they have to tax you. They have to tax you over there. And so you getting taxed. You getting taxed. My phone say low power mode. I need to get my little charge going. So you getting taxed over there. And what they do is let's say we order tacos, right? The tacos was $32. They hit you with a 22% service charge, no, a 12% service charge, and a 10% tax, no, a 12% tax and a 10% service charge. So they hit you with 22% all off rip. And then they have a line open for an additional tip. I said, well, y'all really trying it. So you done charged me 22% over the cost, and now y'all got a line for an additional tip? But it's people over there who they gonna fill out that tip line. So you got to have an abundant mind. So you got to go and fill it out. So I went on ahead and filled it out and added a little something extra. And I took some cash over there, and just so I could put $20 in the person's hand, whoever serving me each meal. So that's $60 a day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You put $20 in the waiter hand. That's $60. So it costs you. But the sole reason, I'm gonna tell y'all why I posted it, because me, I could not care less about social media. Like, I really do not like social media. It's so much I do in my life that I don't show, that you never know about, that you never hear about. But the sole reason why I posted it was two reasons. For one, I wanted the people who knew me personally, who saw me climbing, who saw me grinding. I wanted the people who talked about me when I was musky. When I show up at an event and I'm musky, because I done had to wear that shirt 3-4 times and it ain't been washed. And I'm musky. When I got on, $10 jeans, $15 jeans. When I got on fake Louis Vuitton shoes. When I got on $10 shirt, and people judging you because you're a professional speaker and you out there. I want them to see, because I want them to see that God ain't leave me, that I was in process, that God done blessed me. God done blessed me and he done stayed true. God's still with me and he's blessed me and he's put me in a position to where I could take care of my family and I can enjoy life to a certain degree. And I want the people to see who did not believe, the people who, when they look at you, they say, he ain't gonna never make it. Man, he ain't finna be blessed doing that. There ain't no blessings over there. I want them to see that God is faithful and that you can live a righteous lifestyle and that you can enjoy life. That you can still have the things that we only typically get to see the people of the world have. We get to see the rappers have it. We get to see the strippers have it. We get to see the reality stars have it. We get to see the athletes who may not be of the world, but they of an industry that we can't just go become a pro athlete. We just can't become a Grammy award winning artist, And so I wanted people to see that, yes, you could have a boring job like being a online teacher and a life coach and writing books and coaching people and being an investor and whatever it meant, social media person, but not showing your body off and trying to be a sex symbol, but sharing a message to uplift and encourage and inspire and to educate, and that you can be blessed too, that you could take the same kind of trip a rapper take, a ball player take. And I wanted the young black men who don't want to play sports or don't want to be a gangster rapper, don't or don't have a music gift or athletic gift, but they got a mind and they want to work with their mind, not with their body. They want to work with their mind. I want them to see that, yes, you could work with your mind. You could use your mind legally. You don't have to be a drug dealer. You don't have to be a credit card scammer. You don't have to be a tax fraud scammer. You could work with your mind legally. You could do something that's going to better the world, not just entertain the world. It ain't nothing wrong with entertaining, but if that's not your gift and you can't entertain, but you can educate, you can inspire, you can motivate, that yes, you could do those things and still earn a living. And not just earn a living, but earn a living that you can actually live. We have to make sure that we don't get so caught up in earning a living that we forget to live. And so I wanted to show that. And then I posted it too because I wanted to show it for the dreamers. I wanted to show it for the people that's like me. For the people that when they see something, they're not jealous of it, they inspired by it. And if they're not there yet, if they're not at the place where they could spend $3,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 or $20,000 or $30,000, however you put your vacation together, but they're not at the place. I bought a suite at a concert for my sister. I'm not going to the concert. And she offering people tickets because the suite come with 16 tickets. And I told her sell the tickets for $250 a piece. She offering people tickets and they're telling her they can't afford it. And she was like, the crazy thing is, Tony, she was like, this is 2-parent households. This married couples, 2-parent households, people got jobs and they can't afford $250. And I said, I know. I said, I'm in an industry that I sell products. You know, I have online courses. I have books. And I could be selling something for $10 and several people can't afford it at $10. And so we in a financial crunch in our world. But for me, it took me seeing that it's possible, to believe that it's possible, to live a life of abundance, to be able to get to a place to where I could create a little space. I needed to see that that's possible. And so that's also why I posted it, because some people are in scarcity only because that's all they've ever known is scarcity. From their mother and father, that's all they've known is scarcity and lack. So their mind only believes in scarcity and lack. And their language is, it's hard out here, it's tough out here, money don't grow on trees, it's hard to get ahead, it's hard to make a living, I'm just over broke, I'm paycheck to paycheck. And that's their language, and that's what they're speaking over their life. And so I wanted to post that to show people, like, listen, I'm not out here asking for donations. Like, I don't beg people for no money. I don't ask for no donations. I don't do no fundraisers and stuff like that and then live out of donations, you know, and not knocking pastors because they running a church. They are at the head of that church, and so they deserve to get paid because that's what they do full time. But they live off of donations. And some pastors will twist your arm during the tithe and offering and make you feel absolutely terrible and make you feel like you is going to HE double hockey sticks in a handbasket with gasoline draws on if you don't empty your bank account in that plate. Some of them manipulate that time, and yes, they gonna answer to God, but at the end of the day, it's a donation. Even so when the pastor driving a Range Rover, when the pastor driving a Rolls Royce, a lot of times, unless he is doing something else outside of that business wise, then he are living on the donation that he asked for. And that's what I realized. And I'm knocking the ones who ain't doing it the right way, the ones who doing it with the wrong heart, the ones who they raise donations as through tithes and offering, and they have a structure This go to the bills. This go to salary for pastor, assistant pastor, staff. That's business. That's how it's supposed to be ran. But it's some who they misusing it. They miss doing it. And that's one thing that I stay away from is asking for donations. And I want to earn. I want to create. So if you watch an ad on YouTube, that's because I'm creating something of value that held your attention to get to that ad that YouTube placed on there. YouTube sold that ad space to somebody, to a company. And out of that 100%, YouTube tells me that 55% go to me, 45% go to them. But I don't really know the numbers. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if out of that 100%, they take off 30% off the top just to say this not considered profits. This is just bare, business expenses. And so now out of the 70%, you going to get 55 of it and we going to get 45 of it. So I really don't get to see the numbers, the actual numbers of what the company paid YouTube. I just get to see what they send me. But I got to provide a service and I got to bust my butt and I got to work to even get to the place to where my channel could be monetized. With my books, I got to sit down and come up with the intellectual property to go in this book to fill up these 300 pages. And I've done this 15 plus times. Speaking of, I need to write the editor from the publisher. Let her know I'm back in town. I just remember something. I might be working on a new book for y'all. I'm gonna see though. And so I got to sit down and I got to make that happen. When you go on Tony Gass's Academy, I got to provide something. I have to provide something in the form of a course. I got to give intellectual property and put it in a course for somebody to say, hey, this course can benefit my life, can add to my life. Let me buy this course. If I do a seminar, I got to spend the money, thousands of dollars, to produce a live seminar, to rent out the venue, to pay for my flights and my team flights, pay for the hotels, with the hope that somebody gonna show up. I got to take a risk and I got to put money up to make that happen. And sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes you break even. But that's a risk. If I'm coaching, I have to take time away from my family and get on that phone. I literally just got back in town at 4:15. I walked in my house. I had a coaching call at 4:30. Tell you no lie. Hung up that coaching call and now I'm on here doing a video. Hang up this video, I got another coaching call. And the first coaching call, I went 15 minutes over time. So I gave an hour and 16 instead of an hour. Even though I was paid for an hour. And I already be losing time and money in the hour. And then on my next one, my client asked, can she have an extra 15 minutes? So I got to give an extra 15 minutes on that one. So that's another half hour that I've given free of charge. You see what I'm saying? And so I believe in doing the work. And while I'm out of town, on the 1st, guess what I had to do? Send my family $2,250 to pay some of their bills. And the week before that, $800 to pay some of their bills. Right before that, $4,000 to send them on a trip. My extended family, not in my household. And then what come right after that? My son asked me and my wife, can we do the bathrooms at his school, redo the bathrooms at their school? That's $21,000 to the school. I hit up my business partner, asked him, do he want to put in? He said, I'll give $5,000. It's a blessing to have friends like that. He said, I'll give $5,000. So then that cut back our donation to $16,000. And then I get a letter from the zoo. They doing a fundraiser. So I talked to my business partner again, say, hey, what you want to do? He said, let's do the 12,500. We haven't committed to it yet, but you see how money be having to go. People be needing it, and got to pay other family bills. 1,800. Me and my wife right now today. Just reminded as I'm talking to you about it. So I'm sharing this with you to say, like, when you see me living, you got to understand I put in work. And I don't make no excuses about the work. And so that's one thing that you got to be willing to do. You got to be willing to do the work. Like, there's so many times I hear people say, oh, I work 40 hours a week. I ain't got no time for my dream. I work 40 hours a week too. I was working 40 hours a week too. And I was coming home and working another 40 on my dream. You got to be willing to do the work. You got to be willing to dream. You got to be willing to plan. You got to be willing to go get it. And so just like right now, it's like, hey, me serving and me helping other people, it blesses me too, because that's just universal law. That's how God set it up in place. So although you not paying me out your pocket when you watching a video, if it's a video with ads on it, then YouTube gonna pay me. But also it's just me sowing. I'm sowing, so I know God gonna take care of me. I know God gonna bless me. I know God gonna touch people's heart, to be a blessing. And then those people that's a blessing to me, somebody a blessing to them. And somebody gonna be a blessing to them. And somebody gonna be a blessing to them. And so it's just a circle. Goes around, come around. Reap what you sow. And that's one thing that we have to realize in life is we got to get out that mindset of give me. And we got to let me work, let me grind, let me do. Let me get out here and make this happen. And, helping my family. But I just told 2 of my family members, I said, y'all ain't even appreciative. And I just told my son, because my son, he got an allowance. And I told him, I give him $1,000 in 8th grade. I give him $1,000 per report card if he gets straight A's. And that's a whole lot of money. I think I still owe him about $1,500 of that. But I got him this little card for teenagers, and I put $500 on there. Out of his $500, he went and spent $400 on his brother, cause he went to Disney. He spent $400. I said, oh Lord, I done set the wrong precedent, cause he see how I give, and I talked to him about how much I do for friends and family, and he see that, and so his heart is a giver, and he spent $400 on his brother, and so a few days later I sent him the $400 back, and I said, hey, don't ever do that again. Your brother don't need nothing. Like, we got your brother. Don't come bring home no toys. $400 worth of figurines. He brought figurines for his brother, and it was a sweet thing. It was a great gesture, great heart. They 7 years apart. It was a great thing. Brother not finna play with them figurines. His brother's finna be playing a video game. And so I told him, hey, don't do that, man. Don't ever do that again. And then I could see his card transactions because it's through an app, which I put that in me and my wife parenting course, which the parenting course is coming up. It's gonna release on August 15th. So if you raising kids and you having some struggles with it and with their bedtime, with their studying, with their behavior, this course gonna help you. It's gonna help you, because we had to go through a trial and error, and so that's why it's called Parents Helping Parents. So make sure you go to TonyGastonAcademy.com and get that course. It's gonna release. It's not, the videos aren't released yet, but it'll release August 15th, and then we'll roll them out, so it don't all hit you all at one time. But we had to do, my wife did a lot of research on raising kids and putting things together, and she added her touch to it, and because she's a reader, and it really paid off. Just all the stuff that she studied, but then the stuff that she figured out, and that's what she do. So it's like, if you're a parent and you working 40 hours a week, you might not really get to fully understand your kids. And so my wife, she was put in a place to where she couldn't work because our son was special needs, in the sense of a different type of special needs, meaning he had to come home on a feeding tube, and he had very severe allergy issues to where stuff didn't fully develop. And so he was in the NICU for 3 months, and then came home, and it took him several years to where he could even complete a full week of school. He would have to miss like 2 to 3 days of school every single week. So my wife could not work a job. Even when I was only making $8.50 an hour, I had to be the only income because she couldn't work. And so that taught her a lot about parenting, taught her a lot about raising kids that she wouldn't have been able to develop had she been working 40 hours a week. So after getting so many questions about just the stuff she do, because people asking how your kids get straight A's, how your kids, do this, how they do this. And I'm like, listen, that's what she a pro at, because she had to become a professional at that. So this her course. I'm kind of just asking her the questions and, prompting her, because she's not a life coach or a speaker. So, and she talks fast, so you got to understand that. But she reads 600 words a minute, and I think now she probably read 800 words a minute, because she has read like 40 books in the last 2 months. So she's extremely smart. So when she talk, her speech go as fast as her brain go. So you got to listen closely. You may have to rewind it and listen closely, because she talk real fast. But I think it's also just nervousness too. But because she's not a speaker, she's not a life coach. But she agreed to do this because she gets so many questions in her DMs, and I get so many questions for her. So that's why we doing this here, Parents Helping Parents course. But I said to say, I gave my son the $400 back, and then I saw on his transaction that he spent $80, I think it is, on a video game, and for his friend, because him and another friend was getting ready to play the game, and this other friend wanted to play the game, but that friend couldn't afford it. And I told my son, I said, son, don't ever do that again. I said, you help people with necessities, not with luxury. I said, a video game is a luxury. That boy go to a private school with you. He got 2 working parents. It's not your place to be buying him a video game. He got parents. He could go ask his mom and daddy. And if they won't get him the game and they both work full-time jobs, then it must be something with his behavior that he don't deserve the game. Don't ever do that again. So in saying that to my son, I learned something, because that's what I do. I'm sending my sister to a concert. That's a luxury. But at the same time, she'll need me for this or that. That may be a necessity. So what this here trip that I took, it allowed me to reset. My wife, she was joking with me. She was like, boy, I always know on the last day of the trip, the vacation is over, because you back in business mind. She was like, you back to business. And we got to have a 3-hour board meeting on the last day of the vacation. She said, I already know it. And she was like, and she was laughing about it. And I'm like, she was like, it just can't wait till we get home. And I told her, I said, yeah, because when I do a trip too, it's to reset. It's for me to visualize. It's for me to see. It's for me to the game plan, to look at what I'm about to create, what I'm going to produce. Because what's going to happen is as you're trying to build, you always going to have distractions. You're going to have distractions that it look good to you. It look good to you. It sound good to you. But see, what the adversary is going to do, especially when you call to purpose, when you call to do something that's going to better somebody else's life, the adversary wants to unlock your mind and put all kind of ideas in your mind that will pull you away from purpose. So I have 1,000,001 ideas, but I got to sort through those ideas, because I got to make sure I'm purpose based. I got to make sure that I'm focused on purpose. I don't ever want to just sell tea, and God bless y'all who sell tea, but I don't want to just sell tea just to have somebody sitting on the toilet, just to lose a few pounds if I don't know what's in this tea. And like the tea that these people selling, and it had marijuana in it, and these women went and got drug tested at their job, and they lost their job because they tested positive for marijuana, and it was in the tea that they buying from the multi-level marketing company. And so that's the thing, is like I could go and I can make millions of dollars as a multi-level marketer, but I have to really look at the impact and say, is this going to change somebody's life, like in a positive way, that's really going to be long lasting change? Like, is this going to be beneficial for their life in a real way? Like, and if the answer is no, for somebody else the answer may be yes, but for me it's no. When I look at what I could be doing with my voice and with my presence and with the wisdom and the knowledge and the understanding that God has given me, and I look at what I could be doing and what can come from that, then I have to weigh that, and then I can look over here and say, okay, this idea, what is it going to do for somebody's life? How is it going to tie into their salvation? How is it going to tie into their eternity? How is it going to tie into their righteousness, their walk with Christ? And so if me having this men's salon, men gonna be able to get a facial and get they, manicures and pedicures to be clean kept, but for a lot of them men, they gonna be using that to get more women. So I'm actually providing an avenue for them to go get more into fornication. But if I'm here talking to them about their integrity and working on themselves in the dark, now I'm really benefiting their life. So I got to sort through every idea, and I got to write the pros and cons, and I got to see what's going to be created. So that's what these trips is a reset for me too. In that, so it's not all just play. It's a little bit of work, because when I'm away from everything and the normal routine in life, what happens is I'm able to hear more clearly from God about what He wants me to produce. And so it's a project that's on my heart that I'm getting ready to work on, and it's a big project. It's going to take me a lot of work. That's why I can't do one-on-one coaching, because I need that time to be producing. It's going to take me a lot of work, and it's going to take a lot of money that I got to come out of my own pocket with, because I can't have a partner on this, because I need to make sure that it's home cooking. And what I mean by that is, when you partner with people, is the success of it is hindered. Like my mentor.life, I have a partner in that. So having that partner, if he ain't living right, if he ain't doing right, if his heart isn't pure, God gonna put a cap on that, because He not gonna bless it to the complete max nth degree if it's sin in the count. So this next project, the Lord saying, listen, I need you to do this alone, because I need everything to be pure in the water. Now, stuff pure here, I'm just speaking hypothetically. Stuff is pure with my mentor.life. But now listen, this is another thing. This purpose based. Because the purpose of this site, this ain't only thing. That site only such and such, where they going and watching nasty stuff on there for a subscription. This right here, it's coaches on here now is making enough through their monthly coaching to live, making more than school teachers making, making more than some lawyers making more than some, several professions making, and they coaching, they helping people, they changing lives. And I charge them the bare minimum to be on there. And do you know it's people can't even afford $20 a month? A $20. So we in a tough space financially in this world, but it come from a mindset. That's why I created the Blessed Business Tribe on here, because over these next few years, I'm gonna just be giving away what God has given me. I'm gonna be sharing it, but I had to close it off and make it a group because you got to try to the best of my ability. I got to keep the devil out, and the devil really ain't gonna pay to hate. So I have to put it behind a paywall so that I know the people in there really coming to grow. Now you're gonna have some people that come in there to steal, but I really ain't worried about that. And you're gonna have some people that'll pay to hate now. But as soon as I see them, I block and delete. But I'm gonna be sharing that because it's no different between me and you. It's no difference. Like God don't love me more than He love you. Like I'm not more capable than you are. But if our income is different, it's only because our mindset is different. So if I earn more than you, it's because my mindset is different than yours. If you earn more than me, it's because your mindset is different than mine. And my wife, she showed me something. We was on vacation. She was showing me these people. And one thing we was talking about, and we was like, with every level, something comes with it. Like you grow, you experience something different with every level in life, and especially every level of income, because money is currency, and that currency is generated by your mentality, by your outlook on life, by what you believe about the world, what you believe about life, what you believe about yourself, and how you identify your gifts within yourself, and how you package them and put them into the marketplace, and how you market them. And so one thing I look at with billionaires is they are creatures of habit, and they have routines, and they have a very strong discipline in one area or another. They don't mean they perfect individuals, but they discipline in one area or another. And so my wife was showing me like this billionaire couple, and she was showing, and literally this billionaire couple, the wife, I don't know if she's a wife or a girlfriend, but she showed everything they do. I mean, she showed you the bottom of the floor in the closet on the yacht that they own. She showed you the stitching on the seats of the private jet. I mean, she showed everything. If you want to be sick and throw up from somebody showing you everything, that's what this lady do. And my wife, she be watching her for her fashion. She like her fashion and like the purses she get and the clothes she get. She like that stuff, and she be showing me because she show me everything because she know how my mind is. She know anything I see that I admire, that I'm gonna go get. She know it's gonna motivate me. And it ain't about the material things. It's about freedom. It's about time freedom, and it's about financial freedom, and it's about peace in life. It's about being able to control your destiny, meaning you be in the driver's seat, not your boss, not a boss, not somebody else. God ordering my steps, but I want to take my orders from God, not from a boss. And so she showed it to me because she know it's gonna stimulate my grind. But one thing I noticed about what she was showing me is their bodies. Now, they could go to a doctor and get everything nipped and tucked, but one of the scenes that she showed me is on their yacht. They on a yacht vacation. I don't know their name. I know some of y'all knows it. What's the name? I don't know their name. I don't care to know their name. And I know they in the real estate, but I don't know if it's self-made or if it was passed down from, somebody, the daddy or something. But one thing about their yacht is on the top level of their yacht, they had the people put workout gear, workout machines. So they got treadmills up there, bikes, the total body thing, and they getting up every morning and they working out. That's discipline. I do not do that. I can do it. I don't do it. My wife don't do it. And so I told her, I said, listen, we can't get there like this. That's another level of discipline. That's where they at. the discipline. I say we can't take these bodies to that level, because when you have the discipline, and see, it ain't just about a body. See, this where small-minded people gonna get lost. If you scarcity minded, you're gonna get lost. See, when you unlock your mind, when you're willing to try sashimi, I don't even know if that's how it's called, what it's called. When you have the discipline to work out 30 minutes a day, when you're willing to study fashion and find new looks and new styles to diversify your look, your hairstyle, your skin, your body, your fashion, your palette, when you expand your palette, when you're willing to try things, when you're willing to get out of your comfort zone. When I got off of our villa and I went down into the water and I snorkeled from the water to the platform that was out there in the thing, probably 100 yards away, I was scared. I'm hearing the Jaws music in my head. I'm looking up under there. The water was dark in certain areas. I was scared. But I did it to stretch my mind. When I'm riding that bicycle and you see the video from the Maldives and I'm close to that water, it's people in the comments talking about they scared. If you in the comments scared, that will show you why your income will be capped. Because it's a lock on your brain. And see, this what me and my wife, we noticed something. Out of everybody that was there, it was only one couple that was out of shape. And it looked like they got their money a different kind of way. Had on big old, thick old gold necklace, big old chain. You know that come from a certain demographic, from a certain area, from a certain lifestyle. And it was one couple out of the 100 couples that was on this here island. It was one couple that was out of shape. And what we notice about that, because we out of shape right now, we ain't at a peak of where our bodies could be, is it take discipline to get in shape. It take consistency to get in shape. It takes studying, knowing your blood type, knowing your body type, knowing how your metabolism works, knowing how much you need to sleep, how much you need to eat, how much you need to work out. That level of discipline unlocks your brain to take you to another level. I got to get ready to coach. And so by seeing that, we were able to identify that with every level in life, you learn something, you gain something. Because, and so we realize, we say, you know what? We did wrong by buying our family cars, because we bought them luxury cars. We bought them cars that they could not afford. So if you can't afford it, if you can't attain it, that means you haven't shifted your mindset to the place to create the discipline. Because all of us got the same 24 hours in a day. And it's hard for us to hear this. It's hard for us to put it on ourselves. We want to blame it on the government. We want to blame it on the white man. We want to blame it on our upbringing. We want to blame it on, listen, we done been through everything that you could go through. But it's your mind. It's what you telling yourself. It's your actions. It's your habits. It's what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. That's what determines the difference. And that's what we realize. And so I said, you know what? I made that mistake. Because if you don't develop the muscle to earn it, then you won't develop the muscle to keep it. If you don't develop what it takes to earn it, then you won't have what it takes to appreciate it. And so you're going to want more and more and more, and you're going to want it the same way you got the first thing, which was a handout. And so, and we start to notice this, we start to look at certain people that we bless, and we like, they didn't change nothing about their life. They didn't get in shape. They ain't try to lose no weight. They ain't try to pick up a second hustle. They ain't try to go harder in their business. They ain't try to change the way they manage their money. They ain't try to do this. They ain't try to do that. And we was able to look and see this. And I see me the way I am. I tell people. I tell my friends and family, listen, this what you right here. What you ain't do, and that's why I ain't doing it no more. You out of luck. You know, I tell people, I'm straight up with people. So I know y'all hear me talking about people in the video. If any of my people see my video, I know I already talked to them. They already know. They know how I am. They know I'm transparent. They know I'm real as it come. I'm in the business deal. I just told my business partner. I say, listen, the success or failure on this business is on you, because the money coming to your hands. So it's gonna be determined by how you deal with the money. By if you honest with the money, that's gonna determine the success or failure. And he could get offended, or he could realize, hey, you know what, Tony right, and he preparing me for what I'm finna face. Point blank, period. Hey, I'm late for my other call. I was gonna talk an hour, but I got to cut it short because I'm a minute late. But I say that to say, and it's hard to hear, and I'm gonna keep, I'm gonna be talking on this stuff. I'm gonna be talking on love relationships too. But what I was telling my wife is, I say, you know what I want to do, and this the thing is, I really want what I'm doing in the world to matter for the people that it is for. I really want you to have a well-rounded life. I really want you to have a nice body. I really want you to have great income. I really want you to have peace. I really want you to have prosperity. So in every area that I grow in and that I achieve something in, I want to share that blueprint with you so that you can add it to your blueprint that you creating for yourself. Everything that worked for me ain't gonna work for you, but you could take what worked for you, chew the meat, spit out the bones. Point blank, period. And that's what I want you to be able to do. And so I just said point blank, period. Now y'all saw them t-shirts got released. I'm gonna reconnect it to my YouTube, so the new shirts will be up under the video. But it's www.tonygaskinstore.com. Somebody just sent me a message asking how can they get the shirts. It's www. You got to type in the www now. .TonyGaskinStore.com. TonyGaskinStore.com, and you'll see them on there. No, if they not sold out, but I don't think it do sellouts. So think about this. So what I'm gonna be doing, I plan. I got to get in shape. I'm out of shape. I need to lose me about 10, 20. Now when you see me right here, you might not say, oh, Tony, you don't look like you out of shape. But no, my body will do way better shape than what I'm in. You hear me? I had a 14 pack. You hear me? My body will get in way better shape than what I'm in. So, and it ain't just about looking like you in shape. It's about actually being in shape. Like, I got to have wind. So when I'm playing basketball, I can run up and down that court, because it's men who twice my size who can run up and down that court for a whole game. I go up and down that court 1 or 2 times. I got to sub by, hey, yo, come on get me. And so I got to get in shape. I got to get my wind up, because somebody asked me to play in a basketball game coming up, and I need to be able to go up and down that court. So what I might do is I might turn that camera on while I'm on the treadmill and go back to do my workout with Tony videos. I'm breathing hard, but hey, while you listen to that video I'm breathing, you listen to that video while you on your 30-minute walk or your 30-minute run, and we'll work out together. And I want to see my body change. I want to eat better. I want to sleep better. I want to work out daily, and that's one of my weak areas. How I eat, how I sleep. And that's what I want to work on. Identify your weak areas. You sleeping around, close your legs. You in fornication, close your legs. You eating bad, we got to eat better. You sleeping bad, we got to sleep better. You see what I mean? I want to have a well-rounded, well-balanced life. I want things to be clicking on all cylinders. I'm not going to settle for mediocrity because that's what everybody else got. And I'm not going to say, oh, this is life. There's no such thing as happiness, or there's no such thing as balance, or there's I want it, and that's what I'm pursuing. That's what I'm going for. Because you're gonna have what you say. And so listen, I want to be able to be somebody that's married, that's happily married, that's faithful in my marriage, that's successful in my business, that's healthy in my body, that's healthy in my mind, that's raising good children. I want it all to be working, and I believe it's possible, and that's what I'm gonna be working on, and that's what I'm gonna be pushing you to work on. Stop settling. Do the work. Get out here and grind. Pick up your little side gig. Not working for somebody else. Bake your cakes. What you do? Paint your rocks. Sew your shirts. Like, coach your clients. Like, what do you want to do? Sing your song. Write your music. Whatever it is. Do your comedy. But get to working. Get to working and get to going. Stop settling. So you ain't got to be paycheck to paycheck. You ain't got to be robbing Peter to pay Paul. Come on now. We got to do better. Hey, this Tony Gaskins. To my client, when you see this, just know I was on here serving. Went a little over. God bless you. We'll talk soon.